One missing document or one missed compliance check can delay your shipment, hold up payment, or trigger an export violation. Export documentation isn't just paperwork, it's a process. I'm Kari Crane, editor of Shipping Solutions International Trade Blog Passages. In this video, I'll walk through the export shipping documentation process step by step, from the first buyer inquiry to the final record-keeping requirements. The process starts before you prepare a single document, with the buyer inquiry. That inquiry may come as an email, a request for quote, or a formal letter of inquiry outlining what they want to buy, where the goods will be shipped, and what kind of pricing or terms they're looking for. Before you respond with a quote, make sure you can legally do business with the buyer, any intermediaries, and the destination country. Screen names and addresses against denied and restricted party lists, and confirm whether sanctions, embargoes, export restrictions, or license requirements may apply. You can manually check government lists, but that can be time-consuming and hard to document. Shipping Solutions restricted party screening software automates that process by checking names and addresses against more than 300 lists and keeping a record of your screening activity. I'll link to a free trial of the software. If the buyer and destination clear your initial screening, the next step is usually preparing a Proforma invoice. The Proforma invoice is the first impression you will make on your buyers, so make sure you do it right. It acts like a quote and can be used to arrange financing. If it leads to an order, the final commercial invoice will usually look very similar. So make sure costs, terms, and details are accurate from the start. After the buyer reviews the Proforma invoice, they may accept it, reject it, or negotiate the terms. This is where the transaction details need to be clearly agreed upon before anything ships. That includes price, payment terms, the Incoterms 2020 rule, transportation responsibilities, freight forwarder or carrier arrangements, and who will file electronic export information through AES when required. You also need to determine how the transaction will be paid. If a letter of credit is involved, pay close attention to the documents required by the bank. A small discrepancy between the letter of credit and your export documents can delay payment. This is also the time to confirm which documents each party must provide, including those required by U.S. export rules, the destination country, the buyer, banks, freight forwarders, or other service providers. Depending on the product, destination, end user, or end use, you may also need an end use or end user certificate. Sometimes it's required, other times it supports your due diligence by confirming who will use the goods, how they'll be used, and that they may not be diverted to a prohibited party, use, or destination. Once the sale is finalized and the goods are ready for export, it's time to prepare the documents that will accompany or support the shipment. The exact documents depend on the transaction, but many export shipments include a commercial invoice, packing list, certificate of origin, shipper's letter of instruction or SLI, bill of lading or air waybill, and a dangerous goods declaration if hazardous materials are involved. Each document plays a specific role in getting your goods across borders, clearing customs, supporting payment, and creating a record of the transaction. We've covered these documents in more detail in our article and video, 12 Documents Required for Exporting. I'll link to those so you can take a closer look at what each document does and when you may need it. Before the goods ship, run one more restricted party screening. Lists change, and parties can be added between the time you first received the inquiry and the time the shipment is ready to leave. Before the shipment leaves, review the transaction one more time. Are all required documents complete? Do the quantities, values, product descriptions, Incoterms rule, country of origin, and parties match across every single form? Depending on the transaction, you may also need additional documents, such as an insurance certificate, inspection certificate, bank draft, ATA carnet for temporary exports, or documents required under a letter of credit. Once the documents are complete, accurate, and consistent, and the compliance steps have been completed, you can ship the goods. But the process does not end when the shipment leaves your facility. Exporters are responsible for keeping records of the transaction, including shipping documents, compliance documents, correspondence, screening results, AES filings, and other records that support the export. In general, U.S. export regulations require records to be kept for at least 5 years. Export documentation is a sequence of decisions, checks, and documents that help your goods move legally and efficiently across borders. Shipping Solutions export documentation and compliance software helps you create all your export documents, run restricted party screening and compliance checks, and keep a complete record of the process in one place. Click here to learn how Shipping Solutions can help you export better. And to learn more about the full process, download our free guide, Export Procedures and Documentation.